There are stories that don't begin with noise or spotlight, stories that bloom quietly before the world even realizes something extraordinary is unfolding. Soraya Naomi's story is one of those rare ascents, a journey shaped not by sudden fame, but by persistence, depth, and a soft kind of brilliance that refused to fade. She didn't burst into the industry. She grew into it slowly, gracefully, and with an unshakable belief in her own becoming. Before her name meant influence, before her images drew thousands, there was simply a young woman with a dream and the courage to follow it. If stories like this inspire you, if you love discovering the journeys of powerful models and rising influencers, make sure you join Sweet Models World. Subscribe, like, and stay connected so you never miss the stories that remind us how far passion and self-belief can take us. From the beginning, Sariah carried a spark that set her apart. Even as a child, she viewed the world through an artistic lens. She noticed composition in everyday scenes, color harmony in nature, and the expressive quality of clothing. While others saw fabric, she saw storytelling. Fashion was her language long before she ever stepped in front of a camera. She didn't just choose outfits. She curated moods, emotions, and details that reflected who she was, even when she was still discovering herself. Growing up, she wasn't the loudest or the most outwardly confident. She was introspective, thoughtful, and deeply observant. She learned by watching. She learned by reflecting. She learned by studying how beauty and emotion intertwined. Her quiet nature was her secret strength, allowing her to develop a sense of awareness that later became the foundation of her modeling presence. In a world that often values fast results and loud personalities, Sariah found her power in patience. Her teenage years marked the beginning of her fascination with digital artistry. She spent hours exploring online fashion communities, scrolling through editorials, analyzing the work of models she admired, and absorbing the way lighting, angles, and movement shaped a photograph. But she didn't consume passively. She was preparing. Something inside her recognized a future calling long before she could name it. When she first began posting her own photos, her images weren't polished or perfect, but they were real. They carried intention, even when she was still learning how to express it. Sariah didn't build her platform by imitating others. She carved her own lane. Every image was an experiment, every caption a step toward finding her voice. And though her early following was small, the people who discovered her stayed. They sensed something different, something authentic, something artistic, something quietly powerful. Success didn't come overnight. She faced doubt, rejection, and the internal struggle of wondering whether her dreams were too big for the space she occupied. But every moment of uncertainty pushed her deeper into self-development. She realized that modeling was more than a career, it was a craft, and she intended to master it. Her rise began when people started sharing her content for its mood, for its elegance, for the unmistakable feeling her images carried. Brands began approaching her. Photographers wanted to collaborate. Creative directors saw in her something rare, the ability to tell stories without words. She didn't need bold colors or dramatic expressions to stand out. Her power was subtlety, and that subtlety became her signature. Soraya Naomi grew into her identity as a model with remarkable intentionality. She began curating her feed with a cohesive visual theme, selecting tones and textures that reflected her evolving persona. She became her own director, learning about lighting setups, lens choices, editing styles, and composition. Every post was a calculated piece of artistry, and every shoot became an opportunity to refine her skill. Behind the scenes, she carried a quiet discipline. Early mornings, long hours, multiple outfit changes, the pressure of perfect angles. She embraced it all. She studied the industry. She learned how to move with precision, how to express emotion through the smallest tilt of her head or shift in her shoulders. Her talent wasn't accidental. It was shaped through practice, reflection, and a deep desire to honor her craft. As her audience grew, Sariah remained grounded. She interacted with genuine appreciation, reminding people that dreams require consistency more than perfection. She spoke openly about confidence not being something you magically acquire, but something you build through experience and self-respect. Her followers admired her for her humility as much as for her beauty. The world of fashion can be overwhelming, but Sariah learned to navigate it with grace. She prioritized balance, protecting her mental space, setting boundaries, and nurturing her individuality beyond her public image. She understood something many take years to learn, that the strongest version of yourself is the one built off-camera, in silence, through self-awareness and intentional growth. Her influence expanded into lifestyle, travel, wellness, and personal development. People didn't just follow her for fashion inspiration, they followed her for the atmosphere she created. Her content evokes calm, elegance, and emotional connection. It invites viewers to slow down, breathe, and find beauty in simplicity. What makes Soraya Naomi exceptional is her ability to transform modeling into storytelling. Her photos are not merely poses, they are scenes, emotions, moments captured in their purest form. She doesn't simply wear clothes, she embodies them. She gives them life. She brings narrative into every frame, making her work feel cinematic and deeply personal. Her collaborations with brands reflect her artistic eye. She chooses partnerships that align with her style, ensuring that her authenticity remains intact. Whether she is showcasing minimalist fashion, soft-tone visuals, or elegant evening looks, she maintains the same intentionality that defines her presence. But perhaps the most inspiring part of her story is that she didn't wait for permission to begin. She didn't wait for someone to validate her potential or offer her a perfect opportunity. She started with what she had. She created with what she knew, and she trusted that each step forward would reveal the next. That mindset is what carried her from uncertainty to influence. As Sariah's journey continues to unfold, she remains committed to growth. She invests in learning photography, styling, branding, wellness, mindset. She understands that being a model today isn't just about appearance. It is about being a multifaceted creator. It is about shaping your own narrative in a digital world overflowing with noise. Her story is a powerful reminder that the most meaningful paths are rarely the easiest. They are carved through discipline, shaped through challenges, and refined through self-belief. Soraya Naomi did not rise because she chased trends. She rose because she embraced her own identity fully. And now, as her influence continues to reach global audiences, her message echoes through everything she does. Your uniqueness is your strength. Your journey is your canvas. And your persistence is your greatest tool. Before we close this story, consider joining our community at Sweet Models World. If you enjoy hearing the journeys of models who built their careers through authenticity, courage, and vision, subscribing ensures you never miss a story that could spark inspiration for your own path. Sariah's legacy is still growing, still evolving, still inspiring. Her story is far from complete, but what she has already proven is profound. Greatness does not need to announce itself loudly. Sometimes it grows quietly until the world cannot ignore it. She began with a dream, a phone, a vision, and the courage to show up consistently even when results were slow. And from that consistency, she built a life filled with purpose, artistry, and influence. She stands today as a reminder that success is not about speed but direction, not about noise but intention, not about perfection but persistence. Her life is proof that when you choose to honor your vision, invest in your growth, and move with conviction, you can transform the ordinary into something extraordinary. Soraya Naomi's journey is a cinematic testament to self-belief, a reminder that you can rise gently, rise quietly, and still rise powerfully.